Did you know that the tongue of a blue whale weighs more than an elephant? All right, let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back with some more NBA action, a much better slate this time. We got 9 games yesterday. My goodness. Won one on the hook and lost one on the hook. But Collier, we'll get into a little bit. It was a 1 and 2 day, 3 half unit plays. Hated the slate, but it's time. We got some big plays today. We got a couple 1 unit plays. Feeling much better. But a quick heads up for next week, just as a head, just to kind of give you a warning. I will be in Vegas for a family wedding most of next weekend. I'll still be getting out all my normal NFL videos, but we might have a few days off of the NBA. So stay tuned for that. But if I do, I want to let you guys know if I have time to find some bets, I will still post those on my YouTube page on the post tab on my website, which is where it goes every day first, X, Discord, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, let's get into it. Of course, as you guys know, any graphics you see in this video are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. So here we go. It is time for the dad joke on a Wednesday. Here we go. Did you guys know that Australia's biggest export is boomerangs? It's also their biggest import. Yep. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the small forwards like we do every Wednesday. And then, of course, like we do in the middle of the week, it is time for the G's of threes, talking the hottest three-point shooters in the NBA. I'll give you 3 leans, my 2 best bets, both 1-unit plays, and then we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this great community we have here. Let's get it rolling. Let's get some winners. But before we get into all that, it starts with the recap. All right, there it is. A 1 and 2 day. Guys, the Warriors team total under 113.5. I'm too old for this. Some of these bets I can't even explain. They had 60 at halftime. They were hitting every 3-ball. Draymond Green had 8 points in like a 2-minute stretch. The pace was faster in the first half. The Magic were coming down and just chucking up shots within like 5 to 7 seconds of the shot clock. It wasn't going well. And then they finally slowed down to the pace that I thought they would. They were playing better defense. And it got sweaty. B-Pods hit a 3 to get to 113, and then they pretty much ran out the clock. So luckily, we got a winner there. This one was brutal. I don't know what to say. He had 4 assists in his first, 6, 7, 8 minutes, whatever it was, and then he just sat till like a couple minutes left in the first half. He just wasn't a part of the rotation. The only reason you see him play 20 minutes is because he got the last 3 minutes, I think, or 4 minutes was because of a blowout, and he was the guy in for the blowout. He played like 7 less minutes than I thought he would, or at least 5 to 7 minutes less. And sure enough, he hooks us right at 6.5 or 6 assists. The rotations in the NBA are absolutely bonkers. And we go to this next one. Jordan Walsh, 5+ rebounds, Sharp 20+. I don't even know what Sharp did. Walsh got 1 rebound and he played 5 minutes. He started the game, played 5 minutes, and then barely played the rest of the game. And let me tell you, he played, I think it ended up with like 7 minutes at halftime. And he only had like 1 or 2 fouls. He wasn't in foul trouble yet. He did get a few fouls early in the second half, but still, he ended with 4, and he played like no minutes. Why even start the dude? Again, we're not in the coaches' meetings. That's the tough part about betting player props. Just don't get it. He had 6+ rebounds for like 6 straight games, playing big minutes. Today, nah, we'll not do it. Let's just do something different. So again, it's frustrating. That's why I do the half units on some of these, but it's time to get rolling now. I'm sick of this, 2 and 1, 3 and 2, then 0 and 2, 1 and 2 days. I got some 1 unit plays. Hopefully today is the start of our hot streak. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk some small forwards. All right, there it is. We start with the defenses giving up the most points to the small forward position. We do this every single day, starting with point guards on Monday all the way to centers on Friday. We got 3 matchups here. All these stats are the whole season. We're going to be doing last 30 days. If the team or players in green, just means they are playing today. But the Wizards facing Jaden McDaniels of the T-Wolves, 17.5 points per game. Wizards giving up 26.5. Sixers facing Brandon Ingram, 20.9 points per game. Sixers giving up over 24. And the Cavs facing Kevin Durant of the Rockets. Great game there. KD's having another great scoring season. Cavs are giving up 24.15 points per game. So take a screenshot. That's what we got for the first one. Now let's check out the rebounds. We got no matchups here. But again, we got some teams playing. Blazers and Wizards giving up the most rebounds to small forwards. You see Denny Avdi over there, Cooper Flagg, Kayshawn George, Brandon Ingram, and Knipple are all playing today. So that's what we got for the rebounds. Now let's take a look at the assists. We got 2 matchups. We got down there the 76ers facing Brandon Ingram yet again, 3.8 assists per game. And then the Minnesota T-Wolves giving up 4.39 assists per game to the small forward, facing Kaishan George, having a good little season here, 4.6 assists per game. So that's what we got for any good matchups for overs. Now, the toughest small forward matchups, here we go. Mavericks, 19.26, not giving up a ton, which is not really surprising. They don't allow a lot of catch and shoots and scoring from the wing and easy buckets like that. But and then we go to the other one. We got Warriors, 76ers, Spurs, Kings, and Lakers, top 5, and not allowing rebounds to small forwards. And then you got over there on the assists, Celtics, Lakers, Pistons, Bulls, and Nets. So you see the Bulls in the top 5 actually for points and assists. And then Thunder are usually in the top 10 on this page in most categories. But that's what we got for the small forward position. Now let's talk some back-to-backs. All right, we only got 2 teams on a back-to-back. It's the Warriors and the Blazers. We'll talk about the Warriors in a little while. But 2-2 against the spread on 0 days rest this year. Blazers only one time, 1-0 against the spread. Obviously, these numbers will be more helpful probably later in the year when there's a lot more situations like this. So that's what we got for the back-to-backs. Now it's time for the G's of threes. All right, here we go. We got 2 pages worth of hot shooters. Now, it's all the last 8 games. You have to have taken 40 or more threes and shoot 40% or better. It's the 40-40 rule to make this list. And on the right side, you see with the defenses giving up the highest three-point percentage in the last 8 games. So we start with Cotton Eye Joe up there shooting 40%. Dunkin' Donuts 42.2. Moody 45.3. But you keep going down. You see all the way near the bottom, Reed Shepherd, 53.2%. The guy is stroking it right now. Grayson Allen, it's only 7 games for him. He's also battling an injury right now, but he is shooting over 50%. Quickly shooting the ball a lot better than he did at the beginning of the year. Norman Powell obviously having a great season as well. But hopefully these kind of help you out. If it's less than 8 games, I'll put it in there so you guys can do, some math and figure out how many they're taking per game and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we got for page 1. Let's check out page 2 now. SGA had just ho-hum, having an unbelievable season again without even playing the fourth quarter of any of these games. About 49% pretty much from 3. Ryan Rollins, a nice surprise for the Bucks this year, shooting 50% in the last 8 games. Just a lot of, Miles Turner, 51.1%, finally picking it up. Kretsky of the Hawks, we gave that away as a lean a few games ago, and he was just nailing 3 after 3. He has shot the ball well. Harrison Barnes, how about 54.5%? Not too shabby. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., 48.8. So, again, a lot of good shooters. Jokic up here even at 47.5%. So, hopefully this helps you out, whether it's points, 3-point props, whatever it is. But that's what we got for the G's of threes. Now, let's talk some leans. All right, we got 3 leans to talk about. I know we had that Booker lean yesterday. Somehow that hit under 11.5. It looked like he was flying over that RA's line. But anyways, just want to point that out. But Heat minus 6.5 is the first one at home against the Warriors. I know when you first look at it, you're like, why would the Heat be favored by so much? Well, it looks like Curry's probably not going to play. Again, I'm doing this the night before. Check it out for sure. Jimmy Butler, they asked him. He said he'll see how he feels in the morning. These older veterans, this is an old team, this Warriors team. They might sit they might sit both of those guys. Yes, it's Jimmy in Miami, but it's happened before. It's not a big deal for me. And honestly, I think it's more motivation for the Heat than just one player in Jimmy Butler, because you know what, the Heat want to get back at him too. So I don't really buy into that narrative really. But the Heat have also been excellent at home. We just talked about it when we gave out them on the money line against the Knicks last game when they pulled out a win at the end. They are 6-1 against the spread at home this season. Warriors 4-7 ATS on the road. Adebayo, Bam is also questionable. Upgraded to questionable. Maybe he plays here. Obviously going to be a huge help. Not counting on that. But that would be just a huge bonus for them. If he does get ruled in, you might see this line jump even higher, or jump even higher if Jimmy gets ruled out and all that kind of stuff. So Warriors 2-2 on a back-to-back, as you saw earlier. So to me, this is just a bad spot for Golden State. Physical game against Orlando, and now have to come here. Not a big trip or anything, but still back-to-back. No Curry, maybe no Butler. So I like the Heat here to win and cover at the 6.5 number, but you do have to wait for lineups and see who's playing and all that. Second one, Knicks minus 4.5. This one is tempting. If I had to guess this line before just looking at it, looking at the injury report, things like that, I think it'd be like 6.5-ish or so. So maybe it's a trap. I don't know, but no Brunson, no OG Anunoby still, but the Mavericks are terrible. They've let me down many, many times, and they are terrible. I like what I've seen from the Knicks, even without Brunson. Honestly, I watched that game with the Heat. They move the ball well. Again, it happens like that sometimes where your superstar goes out, you move the ball, you play more team ball, and they played well, and they've been playing pretty decent basketball. So it's not like they're just some bad team now. All of a sudden, they lack, maybe a closer at the end of the game now that they don't have Brunson, but still, they might not need that in this game. So they played Miami tough twice, winning one of them. Mavericks, we know, eighth worst net rating last 5 games, and pretty much bottom 10 the entire season. Offense has been horrible. I just think this Knicks team is much better, even without Jalen. There's just something going on in Dallas right now. They just cannot score, especially in the half court. Obviously getting Kyrie will be huge whenever that happens, but right now it's just really inconsistent. So I like the Knicks to bounce back, win by 5+ there. The third one, Alperen Şengün. I may add this one over 16.5 rebounds plus assists. He's been an absolute monster this year. Over this line in 10 of 12 games, averaging almost 18 RAs per game, and the potentials are wild. 17.1 rebound chances, 12.1 potential assists, and he's very efficient with them, as we've seen all season long. This is the guy's floor. He has 9+ rebounds in 9 straight games. He has 6+ assists in 9 straight games. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. So you got to think his floor of a bad game is like 14, maybe 15 RAs. But facing the Cavs, averaging rebounds allowed to center so far, averaging assists allowed per center. So it's just a decent matchup. You'd think it would be harder because it's the Cavs, but it's really not. He went under in both games last season versus Cleveland, but Cleveland was better defensively than they've shown so far. And also, Şengün is just on an absolute another level. It's nice to get some easy assists to guys like Kevin Durant as well. So this should be a close game. Should be a great game, actually. I like him to keep the streak rolling. So that's what I got for my 3 leans for today. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, before we get to the best bets, it is time for the KALSHI trade of the day. That's right. We have talked about this many times. You're not on this website, you're missing out. It is awesome. It's federally regulated in all 50 states. If you guys want to try it out, the link is below. Sign up using that, and you get a $20 bonus credit. But you guys can bet on anything you want. I mean, temperature, movies, music, climate, politics, sports, etc., etc. And we're going to get a little creative. You guys have known that have followed me for a while. We've done this. We are going to go to weather, and we are going to pick the highest temperature in Miami today. And that's going to be for November 19th. This is great. So I'm going to take a slight underdog here at 82 to 83 degrees, 33% chance of, so 33 cents a contract is what it is. I'm just going to sprinkle a couple bucks on it. I'm still waiting for some long-term future type bets that we put into KALSHI to come back, but I'm going to throw $2 on it. Need it to be 82 to 83 degrees. Again, it's KALSHI. The link is below if you guys want to join, but this is awesome. Me and Ryan use this every single day. And by the way, what is Miami doing at 82 to 83 degrees? Do they know it's almost Thanksgiving? But anyways, that's what we got for the KALSHI trade of the day. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Indiana, where the Pacers host the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets -1.5. Total in this one is 235.5. I got a 1 unit play. Like I said, give me Benedict Mathurin over 19.5 points, -120 on Bet365. I'm going to tell you guys, there is not many props out the night before. I was waiting and waiting for things. This was out on Bet365 and DK only. It was -130 on DK, -120 on Bet365. If you end up only getting this at 20.5 points, I would make the same bet. It wouldn't matter to me. But let's talk Mathurin. He is back from injury, obviously. Hasn't played a ton of games. He is a guy who is very aggressive. This season, he's played 3 games. How about 36, 26, and 25 points in those 3 games, taking 19, 12, and 16 field goal attempts. But there's more to that. He has a nice floor. Why? He gets to the line. Last 3 games, or in the only 3 games, he's averaging 13.3 free throw attempts per game, averaging 10.3 points per game just from the free throw line. So you love to see that. That's kind of gets your floor right up there. But he relentlessly attacks the rim. He also chucks threes. This guy's not afraid to shoot. He's averaging around 3 made threes per game, shooting 43% from deep. People expected Mathurin, a high draft pick, to take that next step, and with all these injuries, he absolutely has in a small sample size, so I do get that, but the volume is wild here. He played 27 minutes last game in his return. He was in some foul trouble there. Not worried about a huge minutes restriction. I don't really think he's going to get close to 35 minutes, but if you can give me 25 to 30 minutes, I think that's plenty with his volume and how he plays. Facing the Hornets, 20th in defensive rating last 10 games, allow the 5th most points in the paint the last 10 games as well. I mean, for a guy that's going to attack the rim and they don't have a really great, rim protector, Kalkbrenner is not known for that. I expect Mathurin to get some easy buckets at the rim. Solid 235.5 total. I think we get a high scoring game here. Line set at 1.5. You expect a competitive game. It's the NBA. You never know, but I love this one. Give me Mathurin over 19.5 points for 1 unit as my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to OKC with a Thunder hosts the Sacramento Kings. Thunder minus 18.5. Total 232.5. Don't take the Thunder money line. That is absolutely insane. Minus 1,800. But here's my best bet. It's an under. Give me Drew Eubanks under 6.5 rebounds, minus 125 on bet 365. This is one unit, but I'm going to say this. First of all, it's not out on every book. I didn't have many options, so this is all I can give it to you for. I almost made this my first 1.5 unit bet of the season. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was rolling right now and up 5-10 units and just really feeling good about it, I'd probably make this a 1.5 unit play. For right now, it's a 1 unit. Now let's talk about this. Whenever I look at OKC, here's what I do every single day. OKC's playing. Look who they're playing. More than likely going to be a blowout. The first thing I do is look at unders because they blow teams out. They have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NBA. There's unders constantly. You just got to find the right guys for that usually, and sometimes it's all of them. But so when I looked at this, I actually like DeRozan under PRAs, under points, maybe alone also, just as another lean in this one. And then I got to Drew Eubanks. My goodness, this is one. This is one that I just absolutely love. He won't play big minutes at all. It's going to be a blowout more than likely with this spread. So look at center unders. Let's just talk Eubanks actually this year. First, Sabonis is out. That's why you see this line a little higher. He's played without Sabonis in 2 games, 4 and 1 rebound, 22 and 24 minutes. So it's not like he's a guy they want to put out there for 30 plus minutes just because Sabonis is out. And oh, by the way, when I say 4 and 1 rebound, the 1 rebound was against the same Oklahoma City team without Sabonis. He played 24 minutes and grabbed 1 more rebound than I grabbed. That's brutal. Overall, this season, he averages 5.2 rebound chances in 13.3 minutes per game. Obviously, where he's not going to play 13 minutes, he's going to play more like 20 to 24 minutes. But just kind of show you, it's just not a very high ratio at all. He's not. I don't expect more than 25 minutes. He's not a great rebounding center. He's not that kind of guy. He's been scoring some points, but not a great rebounder. And the matchup, like we talk about all the time, we've faded guys against OKC. We've actually been pretty successful this year. They've given up the 6th fewest rebounds to centers at 12.7. Diabate did have 11 rebounds recently. He's a much better rebounder than Drew Eubanks. Other centers lately versus OKC, Kalkbrenner also for the same team. That was just a good game rebounding for them. He had 7 as well, but Ayton had 5 and an 8.5 rebound line. Post, Landell, Eubanks, Robert Williams all went under their rebound lines pretty easily. They faced Zubac, who averages 11 rebounds per game, held him to 7 rebounds. So I just don't see him getting near this one. I would still probably bet this at 5.5, to be honest, at 1 unit. Big time blowout potential, terrible matchup. He's already showed that it takes 24 minutes to grab 1 rebound. Again, will that happen again? It's not a guarantee or anything, but rebound chances are just not very high. Minutes are not high enough to grab 7 rebounds in a matchup like this. So give me Eubanks under 6.5 boards. That is my second best bet and final best bet for the video. I'm going to find another one and put it in the pinned comments. I might have 1 or 2 added plays. You'll see it in the pinned comments below. But those are my 2 best bets. All the research helped the night before we get out of here. Let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 2 best bets, both 1 unit plays. Matherin over 19.5 points, minus 120. I'd still play this at 20.5. Drew Eubanks under 6.5 rebounds, minus 125 on bet 365. Again, the only book available the night before. I don't even have other options for you, but I really do love this one, so I wanted to get it out. So that's what I got for my best bets. Today's the start of a turnaround. Let's get it rolling with some big plays here. But leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite bets are as well. Thank you for watching. As always, really appreciate you guys every single day. Hope you have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.